Rand, I need another episode of Fully Cinematic.
Deadpool may not be returning to theaters anytime soon, but Ryan Reynolds shows no signs of slowing down. He's following up last year's Red Notice, Free Guy, and The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard with a new streaming feature. So sit back, relax, pour yourself some aviation gin, and get ready to roll your eyes as we dive headlong into The Atom Project. Our tale begins in the year 2050 with Ryan Reynolds flying an aircraft high above the Earth. For sake, I'm getting Green Lantern vibes. Anyway, our middle-aged pilot immediately gets into a firefight with a mysterious pilot in a similar craft before disappearing into a wormhole. Flashing back to 2022, 12-year-old Adam Reed is beat up by bullies Ray and Chuck at school, and his single mom, Ellie, comes to take him home. He's suspended for fighting again. Ellie complains that she's forced to take too much time off from work, and Adam in turn complains that she doesn't understand him like his dad, Lewis, would. After mom heads out on a date with some guy named Derek, Adam and his dog are alerted by a noise in the garage. When they investigate, they discover the pilot from the future, and wouldn't you know, the dog takes an immediate liking to him. Now I'm getting Iron Man 3 vibes. Not as bad as Green Lantern, but still shit. After a chat, Adam realizes that the pilot is his future self, and we viewers realize that he has Deadpool's exact personality. Older Adam had intended to travel to 2018 in his time jet. Because he was shot in the time jet is coded to his DNA, for some reason he can't gain entry to the cockpit. But fortunately, young Adam can. 12-year-old Adam mentions multiverses, of course, and name checks Back to the Future's Biff, of course. When mom gets home, Adam 12's rude to her date while Adam Poole gazes wistfully at her from the garage. Frame pictures around the house reveal that Dad, who was killed in a car accident a year and a half earlier, is fellow Marvel alum Mark Ruffalo. The next morning, the Adams bicker, of course, and Adam Poole chastises Adam 12 for not being nicer to Ellie. During the shopping trip, Adam 12 is accosted by Ray and Chuck, and Adam Poole coaches him on how to fight back. But instead of following the advice, he runs away after getting hit in the face. Adam Poole then threatens the bullies, and back at the garage, Adam 12 snoops through Van Wilder's and finds a picture of his wife Laura on his phone. Meanwhile, Adam Poole eavesdrops on Elektra at a bar and tries to console her about her relationship with Adam 12 and the fact that they're both still grieving. She recognizes the jacket he's wearing. It's Lewis's. Another jet appears, filled with black-clad troops, a pilot, Christos, and girl boss Maya Sorian. At the house, Adam reveals that Lewis, invented time travel and that Maya was his partner until she stole the time tech, officially named the Atom Project, and murdered Laura. The Death Troopers break into the house, and after Adam Poole briefly fights them with his electro staff, he's captured until he's rescued by Laura. Then the three of them haul ass in a pickup pursued by the jet. And in keeping with the Back to the Future BS, some of the Death Troopers use hoverboards. I swear I'm not making this up. They get away to a lake cabin and make a Terminator 2 reference while running down some convoluted gibberish about time travel. Laura encourages Adam Poole to go back in time to 2018 in order to prevent time travel from being invented. A plan which he opposes because it'll also prevent their relationship from forming. The Adams leave when the alarm's triggered and Columbiana blows up Christos' SUV. She has a secret weapons cache and turns into Sarah Connor, naturally. She kills a Death Trooper during the firefight, and the Adams head back in time in order to find Lewis for guidance as Maya shoots it out of Avatar. A dogfight between Hal Jordan and Christos ensues in the canyon, and Maya reminds Adam Poole that he only has one jump left because his ion blah 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 is damaged. The battle heads above the clouds, and Adam Poole escapes into a wormhole during a game of chicken. They later go to Professor Hulk's class in 2018, and Adam 12 promises Free Guy that he won't warn him about his impending car crash. Lewis immediately recognizes Adam Poole when he interrupts his lecture, and when Adam 12 appears, he realizes that time travel is involved. We then get the lamest Hulk-Deadpool fight imaginable, and even afterwards, they continue to argue about the ramifications of time travel. Elsewhere, Maya meets her younger self, who's uncomfortable with the ethics of what they're doing again. And what they've been doing is cheating the stock market and greasing the wheels for the project to be completed. After Bruce Banner leaves for home, Adam 12 psychoanalyzes AP about his feelings toward his father. The next morning, Lewis decides to stay home with the family instead of going to work. He has a heart-to-heart with 13 going on 30 before she reassures him that, quote, "you've got time." The Adams go to initiate their plan, which involves blowing up an accelerator before Death Troopers show up. But Adam 12, who's wearing a vest like Marty McFly's, intervenes with AP's drone when he gets himself surrounded. When things go south, Dr. Banner saves him by crashing into their SUV with Ellie's. They argue again, but Banner has a better plan, stealing the hard drive containing the essential algorithm. They sneak into the lab while Adam 12's caught outside. When the Mayas confront them, old Maya threatens to shoot Adam 12 if Adam Poole doesn't hand the drive over. Adam 12 causes old Maya to shoot a window, compromising the electromagnetic field. A brawl breaks out in the chaos, Christos is killed, and a core meltdown begins, triggering a lockdown of the lab. Middle-aged Maya won't shoot, so old Maya grabs the gun in order to do it herself. But the armor-piercing round contains a steel core, which the magnetism redirects toward middle-aged Maya, killing her and erasing AARP Maya from existence. The Reeds escape, and when they get home, Bruce confesses that he realized that he died early as soon as he met the hitman's bodyguard. But he refuses to risk the time stream by preventing his death. He tells the Adams that he loves them, which breaks through the hitman's wife's bodyguard's walls. And then the Fantastic Three play catch in the backyard. And when Smart Hulk bends down to pick up a loose ball, the Adams have vanished because they return to their times by the time he turns back around. In 2022, Adam 12 hugs Alias. And in the future, Adam Poole meets Gamora in a science class. She's a guest lecturer who accidentally came to the wrong campus. So he volunteers to show her where she should be and says, "I've got time." Lately, requels that bank heavily on nostalgia have been all the rage in Hollywood. But what do you do when you can't get your hands on some decades-old IP? Apparently, the next best thing is to rip off several movies from the same genre, including Marvel, and cast it to the brim with popular actors, especially those best known for their Marvel roles. The irony is that this is exactly the type of goofy that would be mocked in a Deadpool film. The filmmakers even included Cyndi Lauper's Time After Time for sakes. I really don't want to on this derivative pun-filled remix of much, much better movies, and the father-son dynamic is sort of moving. But don't waste your time on Back to the Judgment Endgame. Just watch The Terminator and call it a day. In other news, it's time to spotlight a few comments that we got on past episodes. Responding to comments of our early review of Doom, longtime viewer Akira136 said, "Ran TV, every time you say that a movie these morons like is bad, they always say the same thing. I bet you like Fast and Furious," or "Sorry if there weren't enough explosions." Tell me about it, Akira. And like most morons, they want to be perceived as intellectuals, but turn out to be pretty lacking in the snappy repartee department. Commenting on our F9 early review, JJ15511 remarked, "Good stuff, bro." Thanks, JJ. Appreciate the compliment. And in response to the Die Hard Christmas teaser, Big Fresh Life commented, "I would love to see Rand visually, not just from an audio perspective. Overall, great review." Thanks, Big Fresh, and not a chance. I love not having to shave or get dressed for this. Shout out to Akira36, JJ15511, and Big Fresh Life for dropping comments. And shout out to everybody who subscribed to the channel. But this conversation, I'm logging off.
Fully cinematic.